This is part 2. Make sure you check out part 1. The link is in the description below, or hit the thumbnail right there. And thank you for watching. What are some absolute musts for Kaizen? Is it fair to say to people watching that if they have a different process other than this in solving problems, they should probably toss that out the window?
And then they put the whole thing on wheels, so if Maylin is packing, it can tip this way. If Emily is packing, it can tip this way. But what you have to remember is that this word that we're trying to eliminate is called muda, it's waste. The absolute must on Kaizen is it's a daily thing. So Paul, this is like the coolest example of understanding Kaizen right here. We made this a long time ago. The same amount of pipes were made to make the same display. This is what a normal organization looks like. Continuous improvement, very little continuous improvement, very thin amount of continuous improvement, and a little tiny amount of respect for people. Very tiny amount. We don't respect your ideas, we're not going to listen to you. And the result is when you don't develop your people, you're not improving, and you don't respect your people, you have mountains of waste. You have this big burden of waste on top of the organization. Now, conversely, let's take this one. You have, hopefully, a company like FastCap, tremendous respect for people, tremendous respect for people's ideas, right? Just massive, like, we want to hear your ideas, right? And tremendous continuous improvement, all kinds of small improvements. You saw them everywhere.
Right.
And look how much waste we have.
Same amount of material.
Same amount of material. Very little waste. Because we focus on respecting people and improving everything. Wow. But this is most companies right here.
Right.
Very rare that you get a company that looks like this.
Is it fair to say to people watching that if they have a different process other than this in solving problems, they should probably toss that out the window and start implementing lean today, really looking at Kaizen?
I would say, here's what I would tell you. I think the reason why Kaizen works is not because it's Kaizen. It's not because it's lean. It's not because it's a Toyota production system. It works because it obeys the laws of nature. Let me explain. So God made us with this amazing brain. And this brain is for doing very complex calculations and for solving problems. That's what we're made to do. We're made to solve problems. So the reason why Kaizen works is because we're utilizing our brain, we're planning, we're utilizing our hands, we're doing, right? This is the laws of nature. This is the way this structure that's right in front of you was made. To plan, to do, to check, right?
Right.
And then to act. And we just keep going in that cycle. It's not because it's Kaizen, it's not because it's lean, it's not because it's a Toyota production. This is the laws of nature. This is the way God made us.
Right.
So when you say, should somebody throw out the other principles, the other ideas? I don't know if they should throw them out, but it's hard to argue with the laws of nature.
Right. Kaizen's everywhere. Show us another example.
Okay,
That'd be
well,
really cool.
right here with Maylin and Emily. Let's take a look at this. So they're packaging a product for our customer. And the box is flat like this. And it needs to be flat because these are sliding all over the place, right? But when they pack the layer underneath, there's a layer underneath. Let's take this out real quick.
Okay.
See, that layer is stacked that way. So they need the whole box tipped up. So look at this. They've made this little Kaizen. You can hold on to that, Emily. They made this Kaizen so this whole thing tips up. They put a block in there and it gets at the right angle. Then when they need to flat pack it, they simply pull the box out, boom, and it goes down. That's their Kaizen. And then they put the whole thing on wheels, so if Maylin is packing, it can tip this way. If Emily is packing, it can tip this way. And they've got their tape gun, everything's set up and made. And notice that it's even built to the right height of the bench. So here's the first Kaizen.
So that's the evolution.
So here's the first one. Look at this. We just took a simple bench, and then it was just like this. And then they were stacking it like this, but they were having to deal with it. So then we've said, oh, well, let's put it like this. But then it's too high. So now let's lower it down.
Right.
And then they came up with that system. So constant change, constant change.
So this one process is actually broken down into 100 different processes.
Yeah, we've been doing this for like a here, so we've been doing so many different ones. Like it used to be on the table, and then we used some box stands, and then it all just came to this. And hopefully we'll improve it from here.
Right, so maybe with 30 or 40 changes.
Yeah, the box has been like improved probably at least 10 times in the last like 2 weeks. Yeah.
10 times in the last 2 weeks.
Wow. So
this is the way. Now, let me ask you guys a question, because he asked me, how do we get you guys to think this way? Because maybe you didn't think this way before you came here. They're in a constant change.
Well, when you're over here and you just want to get more product out, and you're sitting here like, well, I'm twisting around a bunch, I'm really getting frustrated. Like, you just want to make your life easier. So I feel like making improvements is just making my life easier. I'm paying it forward by doing it.
But let me ask you this, Maylin. Before you worked here, did you think that way?
Not really. I was just trying to get things done fast and just like trying to move faster. But really that just made me sloppier.
Paul, who comes up with Kaizen ideas and all these improvements?
That's the whole thing. Total participation. Everybody has to come up with it. Everybody's trained on it. But what you have to remember is that this word that we're trying to eliminate is called muda. It's waste. The Japanese word for waste is muda. Muda is waste. We want to get rid of muda. We say we're at war with muda. But then you have to realize where muda comes from. Where does waste come from? What is the origin of waste? And it's the other two M's. It's Murai and Mura. I remember it this way. Murai is like Murray, and I think of it as a guy. Murai is a big guy that's weighting down on you, that's pressing down on your shoulders. That's weight, burden.
Okay.
So whenever you're under burden, and if you're under burden, you're not going to work well. So the waste is coming from the burden, from the clunky process, right?
Okay.
And the Mura is, I think of it as a woman, and I think of it as like a crazy girlfriend. You ever had a crazy girlfriend or a crazy boyfriend, whatever you want, and she's like, ah! And that's called inconsistency or variation. So all muda, all waste comes from Murai and Mura. Variation and burden. So we want to eliminate the burden of work. Work is easy here, right? Everything's easy.
It looks like it.
Right? And you want to eliminate the variation. So go back to Yuri with the machines, with the screws. One screw threads a little differently into a different hole than its primary hole.
Right.
So that's variation. So he eliminated the variation. So that's really what we're doing. We're getting rid of those 3 M's. But you must understand those 3 M's.
Right. All right, Paul, how does Kaizen help with teamwork?
Well, let's go ask a team member and find out, because I think that's the best way to learn that answer. So Johnny, so the question we have for you is, how does Kaizen help with teamwork?
Teamwork?
Yeah, how does it affect the way you interact with your peers?
I have to say the way it helps me interact with my peers is that if, say, someone does need help, I know exactly what they need help with because of clear processes.
Okay.
So, like, say I need to help Max pick an order. We have a clear process on how that's done.
That's good. Did you get what he's saying? It's
clear process on how that's done.
How does it? The question was, how does Kaizen help with teamwork?
Right.
So if Johnny's working with Max, they're working together as a team, and they have to do A, B, C. If A, B, C, the process is not clearly defined, then are they going to work well together as a team?
Probably not.
But if A, B, C is very clearly defined, how are they going to work together as a team?
Smooth.
Very smooth.
All right, Paul, so when it comes to your employees, when they make improvements, do they come and report to you on what they've done?
No, they don't report, but what they do is they'll talk to their supervisor or leader and show them their improvement they're making. And a lot of times those will be posted on our WhatsApp chat. So we have a FastCap improvement chat right here.
All your employees are here?
Yeah, all the employees are on this. And then as improvements are made, all the videos are just posted right here. And it's just really cool. So we have a nice documentation of all the improvements that are being made. And then it's called Yokoten. This means the transmission of information laterally across an organization. So we want everybody to know what's going on. We don't want an improvement to be made and only 3 people know about it. We want everybody to know about it. So number 1, they can learn about the improvement. They can learn from it. And number 2, if they go into that area, they know the change that's been made. So we do that through our WhatsApp chat.
Beautiful. So everyone
Everyone's
is
on
in the
same
loop.
page. Everyone's on the same page.
Wow. What an incredible, easy way
It's so
to keep everyone on the same
simple.
page.
You got it.
How does Kaizen change or impact the attitude of your employees? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, they're just happy. You know, they're happy because they're valued.
Mm-hmm.
I think the number one thing that every human being wants in the world, there's only one thing. It's not more money. It's not all the other stuff they think it is. It's to be valued. It's to feel like they matter. The minute you feel like you matter, the minute you feel like you walk into an environment where people care about you
Mm-hmm.
and they care about your ideas, you're a much more solid human being to society. You're a happier person. So we evaluate the effectiveness of Kaizen by how happy people are.
I see. Okay, so that's
Right?
the indicator.
That's the indicator. It's not by how much money we're making. It's not by how efficient we are. Certainly we look at those things, but that's not the number one thing. If people are not happy, they're not going to be productive.
Mm-hmm.
Kaizen makes you happy. It improves your life. It improves your work. It improves your mentality. It utilizes your brain. Your most powerful organ is your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. And so we're tapping into that and we're stimulating that nonstop. It's like walking to FastCap, right?
Yeah.
Instead of okay, so here's a really cool Kaizen. Very simple. Fix what bugs you. So this is our hand sanitizer. So watch what I have to do. Okay? I go like that and I get hand sanitizer on my hands, right? Kind of a two-hand process,
Right.
right? So somebody said, oh, well, why have this bottle kind of move around there? Let's put a mount. So they made a stereolithography mount, right? And look at that, one hand,
That's it.
and you're not, and it always stays in the same place.
So you've
Right?
shaved
You can
off
do
a
it
couple
here, but look
seconds
at it.
right
It wants
there.
to move all over the place.
Right.
And everything. This one you have total control. So that's a little Kaizen.
It's so simple, yet, like you talked about, it has to happen here for
Oh,
you to be
yeah.
able to see these things.
And the way you do it is the second you struggle, you know what I mean? The second you're struggling, oh,
Bingo.
where is that thing? You know, who put the? No, it's right where it needs to be every time. It's done.
Bingo. Amazing.
Kaizen. We save seconds. The seconds adds up to minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The minutes add up to hours. The hours add up to days. The days add up to years.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what people say is when you're effective at doing Kaizen, you basically double your lifespan.
You guys make sure you check out our other videos on lean manufacturing. The link is going to be in the description below or hit the thumbnail.
Johnny's making pocket chisels right now. Why don't you show him how this is easy? This is not even your job. You're in ship. He's in shipping and receiving. Okay?
Beautiful.
That's what
How
he
you guys
does.
can switch up and
And
still
now
be
he's
very
in production
productive.
today. Show me what you're doing.
All right, so I just got making the first part of the process is to build the case that the pocket chisel goes in. So now I just got to put the label in there. We got this all nicely organized in a certain order that makes it simple.
And even in this process, as we're observing, Paul, you could tell there's improvements that gets
Oh, nonstop.
Nonstop. I love that
Everything,
about that.
this is all collapsible little cart they made. Okay? So he puts that on. And he's never done that. That's not what he normally does.
And
Okay?
it's clear which pocket chisel goes first because of the way it's laid out in the case. So I know I got to make a 1/4-inch pocket chisel. It's got
Okay.
a blue handle. So I come to my station over here, grab the two parts, grab my pocket chisel, put the two pins in. What I like is whenever we have to do a two-part process, both hands
All right.
get to put it in instead of putting one in,
Yep.
one in. And then
saving a lot of motion there.
crank those in.
That's it. Boom. There you go, guys. There's a chisel.
And
Now-
then we make sure that it's sharpened. So we got a little nice thing right in front of the workstation. And I just give it a few passes. Looks great. We deburr it to make sure our customer gets a nice finished product. Looks good. Then I go ahead and just hold it back up. Put
So
it back.
this is the important thing. Remember, Johnny's in shipping and receiving, and he's building pocket chisels.
We're talking
so
about teamwork,
We
yeah.
need teamwork today because we're behind. So they pulled people from another department, put it in this, and put him in this department to help him. So they have teamwork
Mm-hmm.
and the clear processes that allows him to be successful at what he's doing.
Beautiful. Without Kaizen, I don't see that really happening.
It would be very
It'd be a
difficult
mess.
because you come in here and you have to be an expert.
Right.
You don't have to be an expert to do this process because the process, you ready, is the expert.
The process is the expert. I love it. Comment on something. We want to hear from you. The process is the expert. Probably hearing it for the first time.
Or the question is the process the expert in your company, in your organization? Or are you the expert and you're the only one that has the keeper of the knowledge?
Right. So comment below. We want to hear from you. Paul, what are the biggest benefits of Kaizen, if you could sum it up?
Peace. Peaceful mind. Peaceful mind.
It seems like people somewhat have a peaceful mind. If you look at a couple of business owners, company owners, CEOs, I would think from first impression, you don't think they have peace?
I don't think so. I talk to a lot of leaders that are very, very frustrated. As a matter of fact, most of all the leaders I speak to, they come to me from all over the world and they say, gosh, I want to do what you're doing. It's incredible, because they're not in peace. They're in total anxiety. They're struggling with their processes. They're struggling with their people. They're struggling with their customers. They're struggling with their employees. No, just the opposite. No peace at all. They go home pissed. I go home happy. You know, I go home knowing things are right.
Can't put a price on that.
So yeah, I would say peace. For me, it's peace. I mean, I'm just happy because I know things are working well, and I know that people are working hard, and people are focused, and people are getting along and working. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but it's all about comparison. Compared to what? So if you have a scale of 1 to 10, just like this, this is perfect, right? Most companies are operating right here, if they're lucky. Lean companies, people that have total participation, which you just witnessed here, are operating here, and here's a 10. So is it perfect? No, we have room to go, right? But it's so much better.
What are some absolute musts for Kaizen that you should not forget?
It's what I said in the very beginning. The Japanese individual, their understanding of what Kaizen means. It doesn't mean change good. Okay? Remember, change. It doesn't mean change good to the Japanese person. What it means is daily change good. So the absolute must on Kaizen is it's a daily thing. It's not an occasional thing. It's not when you have time. It is enveloping the way you think and act every day.
It's not a New Year's resolution.
No.
Yeah, it's a daily thing. Well, this has been a pleasure.
My pleasure, Paul.
We've learned a lot.
We'll do it again.
Thank you
Okay,
always for your time.
Thank you.
This is the end of part 2 of our 2-part series with Paul Akers on Kaizen and how that can change your life and change your business. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done already, so that you don't miss any of our amazing revenue generating content. That's all there for you. Thank you for watching.